there's a lot of people that want the overcomplicated side of their investment portfolio, when the reality is a simpler portfolio with a complicated plan. Welcome to How to Retire on Time, a show that answers your retirement questions. My name is Mike Decker. I'm a licensed financial advisor and fiduciary, and joining me here and my co-host, Mr. David Franson. David, thanks for being here.
Yep, happy to be here.
As always, we're going to answer your questions. Text them to 913-363-1234. And remember, this is just a show, not financial advice, so make sure to do your research and follow up with whatever we talk about. David, let's dive in.
Hey, Mike, I want to plan my retirement like the rich. What do they do? Yeah, that's a whole group of people, right? I mean, we have this fantasy about, quote unquote, the rich, right? I mean,
Yeah, so
who
I
are they?
want to start by mentioning a book. I won't say the title of the book, but it talks about what the Rockefellers did. That may actually be the title. I forget. But the book was written to sell indexed universal life insurance.
Oh, interesting.
Now, indexed universal life insurance is an insurance product, and it has a purpose. The purpose, as I'm defining it, is that you need a death benefit and that you want some cash flexibility, cash accumulation as a part of it. And maybe there's some additional things, like if you were to get sick, there's some long-term care help or whatever it is. Like that is insurance, though, and you're paying fees for it, okay? What this book did was they took what the ultra-wealthy do, which, as an oversimplified explanation, is to lock up their assets into an irrevocable trust that they can't touch, so they separate the tax burden from themselves, and then they borrow against that trust that they can't touch from a bank, because if you borrow money tax-free, then you don't pay taxes on it, and then whenever they pass, the trust was set up to then resolve the debts and things like that, and then pass to the next generation. They're manipulating the estate laws, estate tax laws, and estate planning laws, and working with banks who are willing to talk with people with many, many multiple millions of dollars. If you have $100,000, $500,000, even $2 million, you're not going down that path. So that's a trap. The idea of I want to invest like the rich is it's well-intended, because you think, well, what did they do that I'm not doing? Well, what the rich did was one of a couple of things. To get rich, they either were born into it. You can't replicate that. They either took a significant amount of additional risk in life, like starting a company. They worked extremely long hours, and luck was on their side, and they were able to be industrious in starting a business or something like that. Okay? Or, maybe they won the lottery. Maybe it's something that's not replicable.
Or they're really, really good at the sport that they play. Or,
yeah. Now, that's the ultra wealthy.
Yeah.
And even sports, I should say, most of them squander their money within 5 to 10 years.
That's unfortunate.
Very, very few are like Shaq,
Right.
where he picked a boring advisor, a boring CPA, and they made boring decisions with franchises and things that they learned. Okay. Now, the other side of the wealthy, this isn't the ultra wealthy. Okay, so if you've got $10, $15 million, $50 million or more, you did something where you increased your risk, or you were born into a situation that you can't replicate. So to compare that amount of money and that lifestyle, it's an apples to oranges situation. Now, for those that are retiring with $1 to $5 or up to $10 million, those individuals, typically, this is what I've noticed, they lived an extremely simple life. They weren't lavish. They worked really, really hard in their careers. They developed a skill set that was difficult to acquire. So think of a very specialized engineer. Think of like a neurosurgeon. All right. I'm not saying other doctors are less than. I'm saying it's just really tough to be a neurosurgeon. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to compare that to any other medical profession, because they're all really difficult.
Yep.
But those professions are very different, and the amount of time and effort and work it took to get that specialized profession. Then, I don't know, the high school job I had was at the electronics counter at Target. That's what I did when I was 16 years old. No training necessary, right? I could just show up and just hang out. So there is the wealthy, there is an element of discipline and competitiveness. Now, that's not to say that someone who doesn't have a lot of money is not disciplined. That's not true at all. There are many professions that just don't pay as well, but you enjoyed it, you were more passionate about it, or is your specialty. So let's first just have this conversation of life is not equal. It may be quote unquote fair, depending on your definition, but it's not equal in the opportunities. It's not equal in all the pursuits that we're going on in our life. Some people are born with different gifts than others. Some people are more comfortable in certain industries than others. Okay, so based on, and I'm all going to one point here. Based on the life that you've been living, will directly reflect how you should continue to maintain your life. Do you see what
Yeah.
I'm doing there? If if you have a simpler life, you want to stick to simpler investments. That's not condescending. That's not weird. It's just it may be more appropriate to what you're doing. And here's why. Let's say you've got X amount of money and you want to invest like the wealthy, and somehow you find some private deal, right? A private business. You're not a business owner. You don't understand businesses. You don't know how to invest in this. You just say, oh, they said it was a good idea, so I put some money into it. And then the business goes belly up. You just lost some of that money. You don't want to invest out of your purview of what you're comfortable with. And if you think, well, Mike, that's very condescending, look at Warren Buffett. He's not investing in private equity. He's not doing anything fancy. He's investing in American publicly traded companies. Look at the what was that janitor out of Vermont who passed away with many multiples of millions of dollars. He just bought a couple of stocks that he understood and was disciplined about it. So the reason why I'm going down this path is, yeah, people are going to have more money and others that will have less money saved for retirement. Fine. People are going to expect different amounts of income in retirement, and it's typically based on the life they've already been living. Someone living off of $60,000 a year is probably going to want retirement around $60,000 a year, maybe $70,000 a year, maybe $50,000 a year, depending on their lifestyle. Someone who's accustomed of having more money, hopefully saved money. But I know people that have made $200,000-300,000 a year and have no savings in retirement, and they have to go to very simple jobs just to make ends meet, and it's miserable. So this idea of it's almost like we all want the forbidden fruit, or we all want the thing that we can't have. Get that out of your head, because it is a great way to get manipulated into a product pitch that may not be appropriate for you. You can get rich and stay rich off of the stock market. You can get rich and stay rich off of real estate. You can get rich and stay rich in so many different ways.
Just not insurance products.
Insurance is not an investment.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to get that catchphrase out.
Yeah, you're not going to get rich buying a bunch of life insurance unless you deliberately got it. Somehow you had a crystal ball that says you're going to die in 5 years, but the insurance companies didn't know about that, and your medical and everything was fine, and then the bus hits you. But then you're not rich. It's your beneficiaries are rich.
Yeah.
So the reason why I bring it up is there's a lot of people that want the overcomplicated side of their investment portfolio, when the reality is a simpler portfolio with a complicated plan. When I say complicated plan, I mean, really our job is more on taxes than anything, tax planning and protection planning. So, understanding alternative investments like buffered ETFs and structured notes. But that's not what the wealthies do. That's just an option that a lot of people don't talk about. So in the end, you don't want to do what someone else is doing because it may not be suitable. It may not be congruent with your behavior. I don't believe it's appropriate for people to invest in things that they don't understand. I mean, I am not cut out to be a landlord. That's why I don't have real estate personally. I'm just not cut out to do it.
Yeah.
I am not a handyman. I don't know how to value these things. I have many clients and many friends that are incredibly successful in real estate, and that's what they should be doing. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, they're doing something that they get, they understand, and they're happy doing. But, you couldn't task those same people to do like what you do, right? I mean, because it's just not in them. So they shouldn't try to, like, I don't know, keep up with the Joneses or do something that's just out of their person. I don't know.
Here's an analogy. So instead of investments, look at career for a second. Okay. Take someone that is in sales. Okay. They love the intricacies of the conversation, the relationship, and just how dynamic that conversation can be, the competitive nature of living commission only, things like that. And now take that person and put them into an engineering role or a CPA role where it's all structure, it's all math, it's completely rigid.
Hmm.
Are they going to do well in that situation? Absolutely not.
Probably won't. Yeah.
No. And take an engineer, for example, or a CPA or even like a teacher or someone that operates off of complete structure and put them into something where they don't know where their next paycheck's going to come in. They don't know how the conversations are going to evolve. It's completely dynamic. They're probably going to flounder. So when people say, "Well, hey, Palantir's made a lot of money. Let's invest in that." Do you realize the risk that you're taking, and are you emotionally capable of taking that risk? Well, so and so says I should be all in S&P 500. Are you capable of taking the risk that you're taking? It's good in the good years. It's not good in the down years. And what I have found is many people talk big until things change.
Hmm.
And you've got to find the best way that's suitable, not just for your economics, but also that your emotions can handle it. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you think, David?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think that's exactly right. And we can really get caught up in sort of trying to step in someone else's shoes because it seems glamorous or it seems really cool or interesting.
David, do you have Bitcoin?
I do not.
Do you understand how Bitcoin works?
Not really.
Do you have any interest in getting into Bitcoin?
None at all.
Okay.
But I have some acquaintances who talk about it, and so but I could try to have something to say to them, like, oh yeah, I want to get on that too, but I've chosen not to.
Yeah. That's exactly how the conversation should probably be when it comes to your investment products, strategies, plans, and so on. Do you understand it? Are you comfortable with it? Don't do things because other people are doing it. Do what is right for you. I cannot emphasize that enough. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Make sure that you like and subscribe first, and then go to www.retireontime.com to grab a copy of my book, How to Retire on Time, take a few courses about retirement, join my newsletter, and so much more. Now, if you want to work with one of our advisors here at Kedrick Wealth, who can help you put together a retirement plan that's designed to last longer than you, just click the button, Get Started. Everything we do is intended to help you retire on time. We hope you enjoy, and we'll see you in the next show.